after the fight, he had some words, but he called out somebody, and on paper, I really love this fight, and I want to get your analysis of it. He called out Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, you're a real gangster in this game, but you're not a West Coast gangster. He said, let's go after it. At 170.
Yeah.
Book, that's kind of a dream match I didn't know I wanted.
Hey, man, Masvidal said, let's sign the contract. You know, I mean, ain't nothing to it but to do it. You know, so.
Would that be a fight?
Oh, man, you know what I mean? That's two gangsters, you know, that's two gunslingers, you know, high noon at the OK Corral.
Really, though?
Yeah, seriously. Saying, hey, let's go out here and get this done. We know there's two guys that ain't going to, you know, look to back up or look for a way out other than to go out there and, you know, get his opponent out of there. So, you know, I like that matchup. I mean, if Dana White could get that booked, you know, sometime by the end of the year, you know, it'll be a great fight. You know, give Nate a chance to really get a good fight camp in, give him a chance to rest after this fight right here, opposed to just throwing it in there, you know, in the next month or, you know, a month or two with like, you know, some people would be thinking
like Cowboy Cerrone.
Exactly, you know what I mean. So I think it'll be a great idea. I would love to see that fight.
Who would win that fight? That was one of the most difficult fights, I think, to pick, because when we talk about momentum, Jorge Masvidal has some of the biggest momentum any UFC fighter has had in the last couple of years. You know, coming off of that big win against Darren Till, knockout, spectacular fashion. Yeah. Then the fastest knockout in UFC history against Ben Askren. Then going up against Nate Diaz. He's got a lot of steam, and he's a true 170 guy. He's fought at 170 pretty much his whole career. Nate Diaz, 3 years off, beats Pettis. But I think right now, Jorge Masvidal, that's a bigger challenge than an Anthony Pettis right now.
Oh, man. I think that's a much bigger challenge. You remember,
it's levels up.
You remember we were watching Jorge Masvidal in the backyard fighting?
Yes.
This guy's been doing this a long time, to the point to where he's been honing his skill since he's been a young man, fighting in the backyard for peanuts. And then let me tell you something, when you have been to that point in your life, to where you are willing to go in someone's backyard and fight for money, I'm gonna tell you, man, when you get a roof over your head, you are willing to go out there and do anything to keep it. And that's what keeps a guy like Jorge Masvidal, you know, in the fray. That's what keeps a guy like Jorge Masvidal very, very dangerous. And that's why a guy like Jorge Masvidal, he can go out there and win a fight against no matter who you put him in front of right now at this time. Because it's more than about the fame and fortune, not the fortune, more than just the fame with this guy. This guy wants the fortune before he started acting stupid.
And I think that Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal might be a better fight and get more buys for pay-per-view than even a Conor McGregor-Masvidal, which was rumored. Honestly, I want to see Masvidal-Nate more just because of the matchup, not only the fight styles, but the personalities, the way these two guys carry themselves. He described it that way, and you described them too. These two guys carry themselves like real gangsters.
Yeah.
And that's how they act. That's how they fight. And that's why I think that would be such a great fight to make.
Well, we know the press conference. That'll be awesome.
Oh, forget about it.
I mean,
did you see Nate Diaz's post-fight press conference? It was one of the funniest things I think I'd ever seen. And by the way, let me ask you this before we move off this fight. Dana White said that Nate Diaz, after this win, is a Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor level superstar for the UFC. Do you agree with that?
I'm glad to give him his props, man. You know, I can't disagree with it. I'm not going to sit here and disagree with it and say, nah, he don't deserve it. Nah, man, this dude's been fighting to get his props for a long time in the UFC. And, you know, I like seeing the good guy win. I like seeing the guy that, you know, speak his mind win. I like seeing the guy that don't mind getting fired if that's what you want to do, win. That's what life is about. You know what I mean? Believing in yourself. That's what life is about. You know, going out there and, you know, if you stick to that 100%, 99% rule, you know what I mean? You know, when I'm 99% on something, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. If I'm 100%, I'm going to speak up 100% of the time, and you can fire me if you want to. That's the attitude a Nate Diaz has. And you can only love a guy like that. You know, Stone Cold Steve Austin was that guy in the WWE. You know what I mean? That he didn't, you know, he would fight the boss. You know what I mean? He didn't care what you know, and having that rebel, you know, with the cause, you know, that James Dean factor is very, very important. That's a movie.
I know Rebel without a cause. I'm aware.
Hey, guys. Stick around. We got to talk about DC Stipe. Back in a minute.